Welcome back. This is M-Dog, and we are, as I said in the last video, going to just sort of go through the different maps a little bit here in the Fisher Online. Right now, we are at Germany, and if nothing else, it's going to show you some of the areas where I like to do my dailies when I'm wanting to do dailies in this game. And so here at Germany, even though it's the second map you can go to, you can see we're at Peg 8, we're going to do some carp fishing. If you look at the fish on the lake, there's actually a huge variety here. Small stuff you can go for, sort of easy, normal stuff. There's carp and carp mirror. And because of their weight, of course, carp tend to be a pretty nice fish to go for if you're just trying to get a daily mission done. So hopefully you saw the last video where I kind of showed you how to craft both the ground bait as well as baits in Fisher Online at this point. But let me just show you what we've made. If you haven't seen that video or don't know how, then I can bring up the actual crafting menu here in a second. But we're going to use using carp honey as the base. We've got caramel corn and compound feed in this ground bait we're using. And because we're at Germany, the carp aren't necessarily consistently as big, so we are using a size 2 hook. A lot of times I'd go with 3 for carp fishing at later places, but for here I think we'll start with 2. See what the bite rate's like. We're using caramel, which does go with the ground bait here on the first rod. And I really like this peg. We're going to cast this pretty far out there. And set that one down. Now let's take a look at the second one. Again, we're using that same ground bait, but this time we're actually using a dough with caramel flavoring in there to kind of complement the ground bait. Same size 2 hook, so hopefully we won't catch too many like really small fish. But I haven't really fished for carp with dough very much, so I thought we would try that. And then finally, same ground bait on this one, but now we're going with corn. So we've got both corn and caramel in our ground bait, but we're using the corn and the caramel boilies to see which one does better. Same size 2 hooks. And as is the case with this game, I don't necessarily worry about specific clips and stuff. I typically just will cast it out there. So this is a quick bite we got here on the caramel. Let's see what we've got. By the way, if you see in the top right hand side of the screen, we do have a income mission to catch a certain amount of carp, and then of course our daily quest. And we can double check the phone, but I believe those are going to be the only quests we really care about doing while we're here in Germany. So let's zoom in and see what kind of carp this is. It's fairly small. That looks like a mirror. So that's not going to go towards our carp, but that will our carp quest, but it will go towards our daily quest. Just a small little mirror carp. Now, you can hit the middle mouse button, push the middle mouse button in, and in Fisher Online, that will cast it right back to the same distance where you cast the last time. So we're going to do that. Now, let's leaving our lines in, let's fast travel back to base. A couple of quick things I wanted to show you. One thing, here are the quests. We don't want to do perch, roach. We could do the mirror, I guess, for experience. 2 mirrors for $5.89. Yeah, we'll take that. That one's a new quest that just popped up. Okay, so a couple things. If you haven't seen it before, you can there now is an auction house in the game, and if you bring your phone up with Q, you can go to auctions. For now, it's just bait, right? Obviously, it's baits that you can't buy in the store, so baits that you can craft or collect. And so that's how you would purchase something. If you want to sell something, you go to your inventory and you click on this button here. Sell price for one piece is 14. Let's see if that is the lowest price. I would assume it defaults to the lowest. Bait fish 14 for a piece. That is in fact the deal. So let's go back to our inventory here, and we'll sell a couple. We've got 34. So let's sell 4 for 14 a piece. We press auction. And now, if we go to the auction, on the left-hand side, we'll see our auctions. So we have one that we're selling bait fish. So maybe that will sell. The other reason why I wanted to travel down here is we want to get the boat. if we were to hook into a decent sized carp, we can use the boat to sort of more quickly go pick it up. But let's see if we have any bites on any of our carp rods at this point. I'm really curious if this dough will catch anything that we've crafted, sort of the corn dough, and also to see how the bite rate is just in general on these different baits. It looks like we might have another fish on our first line. Yes, we do. And it is a little bit bigger than the last one, I think. Nothing we're going to need the boat for, though. We'll just reel this fish in. It's heavy enough that it's somewhat difficult to lift. And it is another mirror carp. So it seems like the caramel boilies, at least, are targeting the mirror carp pretty well. This one is much bigger, 8 kilo. So we will take that towards both quests, actually, since we now have an experience quest with the mirror carp. And let's hope our second and third line kind of pick it up a little bit. It is still pretty early in the morning, so I don't know if the bite rate will pick up a little bit as it gets past 6 or 7 a.m., but we're already over halfway there on the daily quest, which is nice. I'm looking at the angle of this second. By the way, you can hit in and pull up the rod pod settings. So you can like adjust the slant, both the forward and the backward slant, which is kind of nice. Looks like we are getting a bite on that third one. So far, the boilies are working as expected. The dough, not so much yet, but we'll give it a little bit more time. All right, this is a smaller guy. So the caramel boilies catching mirrors pretty well. Let's see if the corn boilie is doing the same, or if perhaps we got a regular carp on the corn boilie. I don't know that we would catch anything. Yeah, it looks like it's a regular carp. Okay. I think we're going to cast this one a little bit like more over this way. And yet again, the first line with these caramel. We assume this will be another mirror carp, but might not be. So maybe slightly smaller than the last one, but definitely bigger than that first mirror carp we caught. This may come within a couple kilos of finishing that daily quest, though. Let's see. Oh, it is a regular carp. Nice. So this will be our largest common carp. Very nice. Okay. So that finished the daily. Another daily complete. And I tell you what, this one has been sitting here long enough, no bites. I think we're gonna, if nothing else, change the location of where this, look how fast that's going off. Let's cast this one more out this way too, where we've gotten all the bites on the, ooh yeah, that's what I like to see. So let's turn our engine on, get our rod out, and let's go run this carp down. Save the time it takes to catch it here. This might be a nice carp, or mirror carp. So the ground bait we made with the caramel and corn and feed seems to be working quite well. And if it's too big, we really may keep this fish without putting it towards the quest. Oh yeah, looks like a nice mirror, doesn't it? Large maybe? Yeah. So we're gonna do this without quest. That's a nice fish and worth some decent silver. So even if for some reason we don't complete the quest, I think it's probably worth just selling that. Doesn't look like either of the other lines are doing anything exciting. Yeah, so far, the dough has just been a complete bust, hasn't it? The dough that we made on our, that's currently on our second rod, has just not come through for us. Which kind of surprises me, but it's good to know. I think that kind of dough, you know, if we put smaller hooks on it, I think we could probably catch the smaller types of fish on it. Maybe that's what we should do. Maybe that's what we should do. And just see if it catches anything, really. Alright, so we'll go a one hook and put this caramel dough right back on there. Yeah, and just see if it does anything for us. Perch, roach, we've already done the daily. Turn the light off. It's getting to be light enough where we can just enjoy the day here. So we've got that one really nice mirror carp. Okay, first fish on the dough. So that did it. Take off the large carp hook, and now that dough is translating into, you know, catching probably crucian, gibble, who knows what. I said gibble. I don't think there's gibbles. Crucian or golden crucian. Yep, so there's a crucian. All right, so let's just try it straight in front of us. See if it does anything there. Yes, we just caught a normal crucian on it. Okay, so I haven't shown the crafting yet this video. Alright, so let's say we were wanting to make a bream mix, right? You start with the dry attractant. I haven't tried bream yet, so I don't even know what all we've got. We know from another game we play that anise oil could be good for bream. So we add that. You basically just follow the letters. An attractant base for bream. Ground peas, right? And now bait, we could put some peas in there. Imagine how good this should be for bream. Oh. And I think for our next video, let's see. Currently we're at Germany, which is level 5. Next video will be level 8 Russia. And I think there are bream there. So we might get to give that a try if it's the right time of day. But that's how you craft the attractant, the ground bait. That's going to be such a good bream. I can just feel it. We're going to throw some peas on there. And we're going to catch some bream. And then to craft dough, let's see what fish we've got. Oh, once again, it's our dough, working on probably crucians or something like that. So it was not a success for carp. At least it was a really slow bite rate. I don't know if it ever would have worked, but it seems to be catching crucians pretty decently, which is good to know in case you end up with a crucian quest here or anywhere. It seems like you can just about use any of the doughs to catch crucian. But yeah, so this is what we had made. We had taken this dough and we had added caramel dip to it, right? So it was like a caramel dough is what we made. Ooh, this could be a carp. We might have finally caught a carp on our... I mean, it's pretty sizable. Be surprised if it's a crucian. It's a nice crucian if it is. No, that is a carp. And it's caramel, so it looks like it did in fact catch a mirror carp. Very nice. Okay, so it is working for carp. It's just a little slow. So it might be worth, if you're using that bait, to go with the size 1 hook so that you catch other stuff while you're waiting on those carp. Alright, this is our corn boilie again. Let's see what we've got going over here. I guess we just need one more regular carp and we finished all of the missions that we signed up for. I think this will be a nice fish. Boy, this is about to be a good example of something that I really appreciate about this game. When you start getting the indicator that you've got a fish on, it gives you a few beeps, and then it goes silent. So you don't just stand there hearing the beeps over and over. It's great. I really appreciate that. All right, so we got our last carp here. 99 silver. Very nice. Ooh, we've got fish on all... I think we caught another carp. Okay. So if this is another carp, then this dough's not doing too bad. It's kind of cool. It's sort of a two-way... It's like one of those, you know, two-way players. You can catch the smaller stuff on it and then occasionally hook into a decent little carp. It's kind of nice. If you don't have the huge carp gear, this might be a good option, making up some kind of bait like this, so that you occasionally get some, like, okay carp, but also are catching some of the other fish as well. 3 kilo carp, not bad. And just so that we don't take forever here. I'm not sure this one's really big enough to justify getting in the boat, but like if it's a mirror, I don't think it'll be a large. It'll be a regular, but that's okay. Let's just get this one in. And then we'll go look and see how much these carp sell for here at Germany. And I'll try to also, like, take a look in the store, just kind of give you an idea to get, like, starter carp gear. How much silver is required. So you can kind of see what you're in for. It's really not bad at all. Oh, and this is a regular carp, and it looks like a pretty good one. Yeah, it's a large 10-kilo carp. I like the fact that we're able to take that away from Quest. Okay, so now we want to go back here. And let's see, did our auction sell yet? Not yet. Not yet. Okay, so that one mirror carp worth 74 silver, which remember that's, I don't know, let's see, 30, 60, that's almost 3 times as much as our whole net sold for. We had like 8, 9 fish at the starter pond. So these carp, I mean, it really starts to add up. And look at this. The common, the large common, 65 silver. Such good silver. Even as a high-level player, you can sit here at Germany and make really nice coin. 172 silver plus everything that we made from those missions, from the quest. That is pretty sweet. All right, so let's get an idea. Let's say you're putting together your first carp rod. So even if you wanted to skip the 8 and 12 range and go straight up to the Deep Stream 18, which has a weight of 18 kilo. So you could put like, you know, up to 18 kilo line on here. It's not quite as, you don't have to be quite as like careful as you do in RF4. You pretty much just match up the numbers. It's only 300 silver. If you're doing your dailies and stuff, you get 300 silver in no time at all. And then the 18, let's see, what's the reel you would want to put on that? I mean, ideally this one, yeah, 300. So for 600 silver, you've got the rod and reel. Then you just need a couple, you know, actually line can sometimes be expensive in this game, but I doubt for 18 kilo it's too much. Let's see, what does this go up to? Yeah, so here's 17.5 line for only 100 silver. It's not too bad. The line is a little bit expensive. And actually, I might recommend putting this on there. It's got bigger spool. It's only 150 and it's 15 kilo. So yeah, it's not bad. The game does get a little grindy later on, but in the beginning, it's not bad at all. You can get to the point where you're carp fishing in no time at all because of the daily quest system especially. So anyway, another Fisher Online video. I think the next thing we'll do though is we'll try one at Russia. I still haven't gotten any of the supposedly right now there is the event going on, and I've yet to see anything having to do with that event in terms of the fish we've caught. So hopefully we'll get lucky soon and get to see that. But thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.